Bitcoin has that effect. It changes people, right? You don't change Bitcoin, Bitcoin changes you. And it's changing a lot of people in the cypherpunk world, and it changed a lot of people in the hackers. And so we've been doing this for 10 years. And we've seen how it changes different strata in society. Now we're at the BlackRock, Larry Fink stage of the change that's happening. And he's going to get hyper Bitcoinized, and his mind will change, and he'll start to see the world differently. And this means great things, because Bitcoin's about peace and fiat money is about war.
Here is a headline I thought, Max, that we could find some joy in, and that is BlackRock's Rick Reeder on Bitcoin. He says, we have started to dabble in it.
Right. Well, that's an enormous dabble, because it's a $7 trillion and $8 trillion money management firm. So when they dabble, they're talking hundreds of millions and billions and quarter of a billion, trillion, zillion. I mean, they're the biggest in the world. If they start dabbling, that's just added to the pressure along with everybody else. Even those fools at the Motley Fool, last week they said, remember 2 years ago they said, here's the 10 reasons why Bitcoin sucks. This week they said, we just put 5 million of our own money into Bitcoin.
And we're expecting it to 10x.
Right.
Let's move to the next headline here from Marty Bent. Bitcoin is taking power away from the dollar because there's now a free market for money. It turns out people will choose an apolitical, decentralized sound money birthed by the free market over a centralized, unsound money that steals from people over time when given the chance. He responded to himself. Again, everybody's talking to themselves in Clubhouse. They're talking to themselves on Twitter. That's why you see all those threads on Twitter. You see people talking to themselves. Like, you go onto Clubhouse and there's like 30 rooms and they all have Corey.
He's there.
SwanBitcoin.com, and every one of them. I don't know how this happens. I'm Generation X. He's Boomer. We don't know how to explain it. It's outside of our realm of understanding. But nevertheless, I'm going to read you his follow-up tweet. No amount of nationalism or feigning for patriotism can stop Bitcoin. Its utility is too strong to deny. It cannot be stopped. So people want a free market money.
They do. This guy, Marty Bent, I follow him on Twitter. He's got a daily newsletter as well. I think it's called Marty's Bent, which I get into my email box every day. And it's short. It's pithy. It's got highlights. It doesn't waste my time. It's worth it. We have a newsletter as well. It's called the Orange Pill Daily Dose. If you go to orangepilldailydose.com, you'll get your daily newsletter from Max and Stacy. If you go to Marty's Bent, you'll get his Marty's Bent email sent to your email box every day also. But the point is that Bitcoin is eating the dollar. We had this expression of Bitcoin is eating, gold. Bitcoin is eating silver, right? So Bitcoin is almost half the market capitalization of silver right now. It'll probably pass the market capitalization of silver, roughly $1.9 trillion in the next 3 or 4 months. And of course, Bitcoin's going to eat gold. Gold's at $10 trillion. Well, what's the market for the US dollar? It's literally hundreds of trillions of dollars that we need to think about. Okay, Bitcoin's going to eat the dollar. Extrapolate that and you get a Bitcoin price of close to $1 million.
Yeah, so, people are going to choose what is best for them. And that's why so many of these central planners try to cut off that ability for you to even be able to do that. Like we've already talked about with gold, right? Gold is so manipulated. We saw even Jeffrey Gundlach, right? He's a big gold bug, but he said, he goes, I guess gold is not the chaos money or whatever. Like he said, it's not pandemic money. It's not working. It's not doing what it should do. Because why not? Because the central planners of that fiat dark ages, they don't want you to have an out, right? Christine Lagarde said it. She told us, like, she doesn't want the central bankers, the central planners don't want you to have an exit plan, escape valve from their totalitarian system. And yes, I know totalitarian seems like an exaggerated word, but that's because of some extreme totalitarians in history. I'm talking about building a system whereby you're forced to renounce your sovereignty, go into huge amounts of debt, and there's no way out of it for you. You're always running in the same place and never getting ahead.
Totalitarian light.
It's like a system designed to gaslight you, that it's called a meritocracy. If you can, we are all given the same chance. Just try to get ahead, and you'll never get ahead in that fiat system.
No. Well, if I'm hearing what you're saying there, you're emphasizing the point that in this Marty Bent tweet that he's talking about choice, right? That people, if you give them a choice of Bitcoin versus anything else, including the US dollar, what we're seeing is that they're going to choose the US dollar. Now we have a choice, and that choice is being exercised. And more people are waking up to the fact that they do have a choice. And it's very liberating to know that, you know what, we are actually a lot freer than we thought we were. We're a lot freer than we even thought we wanted to be. That's part of the transformation that comes with Bitcoin, is that it makes you think about ways that you want to be free, that you were not even thinking about. A lot of people say, I'm okay, I'm happy, I got my 9 to 5, I drink a lot of light beer, watch football, what's the problem? Then they start accumulating Bitcoin and they're like, you know what, actually, what I wanted to do was I wanted to start my own company. I wanted to learn how to play guitar, and I wanted to escape the 9 to 5. I wanted to have all my own time in my own way and see things in my own way and time. Bitcoin allows me to do it because I'm off doing me, self-actualizing, while Bitcoin keeps going up in price. So your sense of freedom changes. Freedom, the definition changes with Bitcoin. I think that's what this guy, Marty Bent, who likes owls. If you go to his Twitter, it's got owls. You know, there's owls everywhere. I don't know why, but he likes owls.